Thank you, Mila, for introducing his objectives. Greg will be presenting a speech from the Better Club series, which is a Toastmasters program with prepared speeches that includes a script and PowerPoint slides. As Vice President of Education, Greg not only desires to see members grow in their confidence, but also to see the club become stronger and a growing club. In this speech, entitled The Moments of Truth, Greg will examine what are some areas we are strong in as a club and what are some areas we can improve in as a club. Please help me welcome Greg in Moments of Truth.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. And can everyone see the screen that I'm sharing? Great, thank you, Leo. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and our honored guests. This is the time of year where I start thinking about my goals for next year. And as part of that process, what I normally do is reflect back upon the past year and see what things went well, what things I could improve on, what goals I achieved, and what goals I didn't achieve. It's a time of reflection. Also, in most organizations, they will conduct a period of reflecting upon what goals they've achieved in the past year. This morning, what I want to do is present to you one of the educational series entitled Moments of Truth. Now, if you had a chance to look at your email this morning, I sent out a chart about the moments of truth that you can refer to later. But this morning, I want to talk to you, what is the moment of truth? A moment of truth is an episode where a person comes in contact with any aspect of the Toastmasters experience and forms an impression of a club's quality and service. Now, unfortunately, for almost the past year and a half to 2 years, we've been doing our meetings on Zoom. So the experience has been a little different than meeting in person. However, despite meeting virtually, our club has still grown its membership, which is really exciting because that means we're able to present a good first impression to a number of people who've joined in the past couple of years. As part of the Moments of Truth, these are the 6 things we'll briefly look at. First impressions, membership orientation, fellowship variety and communication, program planning and meeting organization, membership strength, and achievement recognition. Now, as Mila just mentioned earlier, I will point out some of the strengths of our club and also maybe some areas we can improve upon. So let's look at first impressions. As I said earlier, we're meeting virtually, so some of these things may not apply. Do we greet our guests warmly and introduce them to the club? Yes, an A+ for that. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a guest book and we don't have a room that we meet in currently. But do we invite our guests to address the club at the end of the meeting? We do. And we also egg them on to invite the club, to become a member of the club. So first impressions, I think we're doing pretty well, even though it's virtually. Membership orientation. Now, I've been a part of this club for a little bit over 20 years, and I've seen this develop over time. Hay, as most of you know, is our mentor facilitator. She does a superb job in assigning new members to a seasoned member to help them learn more about Toastmasters. Do we discuss the education program? We certainly do. Also, do we assign roles? As you know, one of my responsibilities is to assign the monthly roles for the meetings. And I want to give kudos to everybody who responds, especially those on time, because it's probably the most challenging couple of hours of my month to do that. So when it comes to membership orientation, I think we're doing a strong job. And one of the things that we've also started this year is doing a new member orientation. Fellowship, variety, and communication. Now, this is a challenging one, as most of us know with COVID, but I believe that as part of Zoom, we're able to develop some friendship and just be able to chit chat beforehand, hear about Sterling's morning or what a bad morning Bruce is having, or learn more about Leo's bus trips. I think there's a fellowship opportunity there that we experience. We also participate through contests in the area, district, and international contests. And I'll be sharing more about that in the next couple of months because those contests will be occurring earlier. One thing I think we can improve on is more educational meetings. I know the goal of Toastmaster is to learn to improve our public speaking, but I think we should have maybe some sessions where we dive into those areas of public speaking so that we can improve our public speaking on the morning of our meetings. We used to have a club newsletter. We have a website, and I think Barry at one time was responsible for the club newsletter. I would love for us to re-engage and maybe consider developing that newsletter. However, because of Craig and Hay and Julie, we have a phenomenal website that we can reference. Program planning and meeting organization. This is probably the heart of Toastmasters. This is where we come every Wednesday morning, where we have prepared speakers, where we get table topics. We learn more about pathways, the projects that people are doing. And I gotta give kudos to Julie for her creative table topics and activities. A prime example is this morning, how she's engaging us more and more, not only through creative ideas, but for giving us an opportunity to speak. So when it comes to meeting organization and creative ideas, I think we're doing a good job there. And I'd like to see more of us do that. We also have positive and helpful evaluations, which I think is the backbone of our club. Membership strength. Do we have 20 members? I think we have about 28 to 29. Now, granted, during renewal season, a number of members drop off. But because of our open house last month, as we invite new guests, we will get new members to join our club. And so we need to keep promoting our club and inviting coworkers, family members, or friends. We also have the regular membership program twice a year. And I think we've done a good job on that, despite the fact that we've had to meet virtually. I give kudos to Leo and Mary T and Jamie for hosting this last one. Phenomenal job. About 5 or 6 guests showed up. We hope we can attract some of them to become members. So we are strong. Can we get stronger? You bet we can. And last, achievement recognition. Now, this is one of the areas I feel like we're weak in, and it's probably primarily the VP of Education's fault. However, one of the things I'm trying to work on now is to keep track of when people achieve certain levels. And that's where I need your help in making sure you give the Toastmaster the information regarding your pathway speech. We also have had members who've been a part of the district level of leadership. We haven't had anyone gone completely international yet, but you can be an area director or even at a district level. And I encourage people to do that. We also, as I mentioned many times, the DCP program, the Distinguished Club program that helps us stay on track with our club goals. As you know, we've been a President's Distinguished Club for 21 consecutive years. I hope next year will be 22. We're already at 5 of our 10 goals, and so I think we're on track there. Does our club meet the standards? I would say resoundingly yes. Are there areas of improvement? Yes. There's a book called From Good to Great. I think in our case, we can go from great to greater. Or as Sterling would say, we can become mo better. I conclude with this quote. We can never get a second chance to make a first impression. So every morning that we come to Toastmasters, every Wednesday morning, let's make sure we bring our A game and give a good first impression, especially to those guests. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.